Hello and welcome to this episode of Leadership Guest Practices. Today we're calling on all millennials to unlock their dream selves. And in order to do so, I'm joined by the fabulous Danielle Asah, an entrepreneur from Cameroon in Africa, an author, marketer and founder of the Creative Dream Academy, a digital marketing agency that helps entrepreneurs like her amplify their messages and drive more sales via social media. At the age of 18, Danielle was forced by circumstances to become an entrepreneur to support herself in school when most of her peers in the traditional West and East were taking foreign vacations, attending movies, eating popcorn, that kind of thing. Her burning desire to go to college led her into door-to-door sales. Selling groundnuts, she did part-time teaching, and she became a part-time marketing agency at a building and construction company to save for college. Those defining experiences enabled her to save enough to attend college and subsequently graduated with a master's degree in international marketing from the International Relations Institute of Cameroon in 2018. Today, she is a well-known millennial entrepreneur across the continent of Africa who helps others find and unlock their dream selves. Let's hear more. Hello and welcome to this episode of Leadership Guest Practices. It is with great pleasure I welcome my first guest from Douala, the economic capital of Cameroon today, Danielle Manto. Danielle, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeremy.
Well, it's a real pleasure for me, Danielle, I have to say, and I'd love you to introduce yourself, your business and your passion to everybody listening and watching.
I will first of all start by, giving me this opportunity. I know that it's not just any type of person that comes on board here. I actually saw all the great people, the great achievers that are always on your podcast. So, and I remember I reached out to you about a month ago, and that was on LinkedIn. When I saw the post you made about, all these people that have been on your podcast, I said to myself that I really want to be on this podcast. And so I commented, I wish to be, among these great people. And he said, we can give you that opportunity. I can give you that opportunity. So I would like to thank you for that opportunity. And it's also great to see that I'm the first person from Cameroon. So just to talk about me, I'm Danielle Asah Manto, and I'm talking from Douala, Cameroon. So I'm the founder of Digital Dream, that's DiDreams. And I'm also a published author of a book called Becoming Your Dream Self, 7 Keys to Own and Control Your Life as a Millennial. I'm from a family of 3. I'm a holder of a master's degree from the International Relations Institute of Cameroon. That's since 2018. And I specialize in international marketing. So I'm a practice marketer with over 5 years of working experiences in marketing and sales. And for the past 1 year now, that was during the pandemic, 2020, I launched Digital Dream, which is about helping millennials, helping young entrepreneurs to build a powerful brand online and to be established as authority in their niche. I also help them to manage their social media profile as a way to also drive more sales. And actually, I lead a team of 5 people, 5 young female, 5 young millennials like myself. It's not just female. I also have male gender in my team. To be more precise. I'm also the founder of Dreams Apartment. So it's short-term rental apartment business. And I'm just excited to be here.
Wow. I mean, is there anything you don't do? That's absolutely incredible. And I'm fascinated. And of course, when you contacted me and I started looking into your profile, looked at your book, I was astounded at what you've achieved, how you work, how you spread your passion around this to others in Africa and wider. And I'm fascinated about that journey, actually. So I'd like to ask you about that. As an African millennial, if you like, and I know you're in Cameroon, but let's kind of talk about the whole of Africa too, because I know that you cross borders. How different was it to establish yourself as a voice in business, as well as an author, when compared to growing up, if you like, in the traditional West, like I did, or in the rising East?
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for that great question. And I will always say it's never too easy, especially in my journey and the environment in which I grew up. It was very challenging for me. And, I really explained that in the book. And so my journey was a very difficult one because, first of all, I really didn't have the support of my family, basically because they couldn't, that's in about 9 years ago, I almost dropped out of school. That's when I graduated from college, basically, because my parents did not have the money to send me to school. But I had that dream to always go to school, obtain my master's degree, and launch my own business. And I would say it's very challenging, especially when you are a female. And I always hear people tell me that you just need to, you go against, you actually need to follow the norm, like the status quo. You need to follow the norm and don't think that you can make it different because you are a female. Why not getting married as other young people? I had the possibility, of getting married at a very tender age when I was 18, but I said to myself, I need to make the difference. And I know that it might be different for other young people, young female that are maybe in the Western countries. Maybe because the way they see life is completely different. And they have really understood that young female are not just men, or females are not just meant for getting married, maybe at a tender age. And, they also know that they have a life. They need to achieve great things. And my objective was to change that mindset and tell people that it's possible, whether you're a female, whether you're coming from a poor background, it's possible for you to do great things. And so the story today I really want to tell is I also want to encourage parents, to tell the parents out there that they need to encourage their young female, they need to encourage their children, their female children, that they could also achieve great things. Though they are female, they can achieve great things like their male children. And that's just the support that I needed from, my family members. And I think maybe that's just the difference right here. And the fact that, most of the time, they are really not opportunities, and we are not really open to the opportunities that are out there. Like I actually saw that many people in the Western world, they go to school as they go to, as they graduate from college, going to the university. In fact, there are a lot of job opportunities that they can do at the same time while pursuing their studies, and it actually enables them to save for their college. But right here, it's very challenging because as someone that have just graduated from college, most of these business owners, they feel like you don't have the expertise and you don't have the skills, so they can't hire you. And it becomes very challenging when you have no one to support you financially for you to go to pursue your studies. And, that's just how my journey was. But I thank God, really, I did what I could and what was best for me to really get here. So that's just it.
Wow. I when I hear you speak, it's very infectious, the passion that you have behind this and the self-belief. And that started with you challenging the norms in a part of the world where it's not easy to challenge norms, where gender equality isn't or isn't making the great leaps that it might be in other parts of the world. I remember, and I know you've listened to it and watched it as well, the discussion I had with Justina Mutale, who has the Justina Mutale Foundation, who is sponsoring young girls in Africa to have this self-belief that you talk about, to believe that they can do it. But I love what you add to that, which is there is such a role to play for modern parents to encourage their children, and particularly, their daughters, to stand up and achieve great things. I love what you said. And even more, that journey partly resulted in you actually writing your book, Becoming Your Dream Self, which, because as you've been through that, you wanted to make that easy, or you wanted to give some help to others who have the same dreams as you. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about the focus of the book and how it will help other millennials in Africa, and maybe not just Africa, okay, find their true selves, as you call it. I would love to know more.
Okay. I will first of all start by talking about my journey and how I came about writing a book. So, as I said in 2012, when I graduated from college, I had this big dream going to college, launching my own business. But the bad there was that, at that moment, my parents, they were going through some tough moments, so they couldn't provide for funds to support me because I was not the only child. And they had another plan for me. They wanted me to join the army because that was simply the easiest way out. But I said to myself that I don't want to. I know the army, being in the army, it's a noble job, but for me, that's not really what I've always wanted to do. And I knew that I had to go an extra mile, to become the person I've always wanted to be. And I really did a whole lot of things like, working hard. I mean, hawking, doing door-to-door sales, being a home teacher, and doing some part-time jobs to really save for the university. And I would say it's just an accumulation of everything. Before that, or after that, after going to college, I really understood that, I have the degree, I have some of the things, I've done so many things, but I really asked myself, what is my purpose? I started asking myself, what is really my purpose? Why did God create me in the first place? And I noticed that really I had this dream of going to college, but my life does not end there. I need to tell a story that resonates. I need to encourage other young people like myself. I need to tell my story because you never know what people are going through until you tell them your story. And I saw that telling my story to the other people or to the young millennials, was a way of encouraging them and letting them know that they're actually not the only one in that situation. And I wanted to make a difference in my community, knowing that if I succeed, then I will tell a story that resonates. If I succeed, I will be a role model to other people, not to give up. Like they will look up to me and say to themselves, if Danielle could do this, then I could do. Then let me work hard and achieve my goals. So the book is just a summary of everything that I've been through. So after university, I actually embarked on my entrepreneurial journey, finding my purpose, first of all, finding my purpose and my passion, trying to find out what I really wanted to do, what I was called to do, which was another journey, which I encourage everybody. It's not just about what you have studied in school, and it's not just about what you do. It's about what you are passionate about doing. It's about what you are called to do. What are your strengths? What are the opportunities around you? And I have always been passionate about entrepreneurship. I've always been passionate about digital marketing. So I got into that journey and I told myself that it's true that there are so many things that I try to do. For example, as I graduated my master's degree, I wanted to go to the US because I wanted to study digital marketing. And I knew that in the US, digital marketing is more advanced compared to my country. And I tried and I went to the interview at the embassy and I failed. But I said to myself, I'm not going to give up on my dream. And I started with a startup company because I knew that working for a startup would be the easiest way for me to master things. And so I worked with a startup company for some months. And I actually, after working there, I actually I got hired by another company, a multinational company. And after some time, I actually realized that I already had enough skills that I could launch my own business. That's just how I got into starting my own business. And I would say that in my book, so my book is focused on all of these experiences of everything that I just explained on my life journey on starting my own business and helping other millennials who might be finding challenges to attain their dreams. And so basically, my book is focused on seven key points. So because you notice my book, the subtitle of my book is seven keys to seven steps to own and control your life as a millennial. So in my book, Becoming Your Dream Self features seven simple and practical steps you can use to make a great difference as a millennial. And in the steps, some of the steps are here. It's about changing your mindset or developing a winning mindset, which is something I noticed that many millennials actually don't have. They are always like, they feel like, okay, they actually don't see any possibility in any challenging situation. They just look at they just look at the disadvantage and everything that is negative. So in the book, I explain how you can develop a winning mindset, looking at the possibility in every situation, whether good or bad. And I also spoke about the behavior because I noticed that there are so many millennials out there that they're actually not having the winning behavior. So how do you adopt a winning behavior in order to become your dream self? And I also spoke about how you could transform your dream, how you could transform your dreams and goals into reality, which is that first of all by you writing down your goals, visualizing it and saying it out loud every day, and working toward it as well. So I also spoke about how you could tenaciously pursue your dreams, how you could tenaciously pursue your dreams and goals. And despite everything that might be trying to, despite the outer voices that might be trying to silence the inner voice, how could you tenaciously pursue your dream? I spoke about how you could, how you could get the education you need in order to become your dream self with no source of income, and how you could develop and I would like to also specify on this last aspect, which is how you could build a fruitful relationship and network that will help you to achieve your dreams. I really speak so much about, like, I want to lay more emphasis on networking, because it's because of networking that I'm actually on this platform today. And I got my first job through LinkedIn, like my first paying job. I connected with a man on LinkedIn. So I encourage all millennials out there to start networking with people, go out, search for people. Even on LinkedIn, there are some people that you want to have an exchange with them. They can help you with maybe an idea that can boost your career. So that's just it about my book. Jeremiah, thank you.
Wow, network to get work. I totally agree with what you say there. But let me just say that this is not just fascinating; it's rather humbling. I see. You're an amazing person, Danielle. You're an amazing leader.
Thank you.
Of your business and an amazing inspiration. That what you have achieved, from refusing to join the army and following your own dreams to do what is not easy. and particularly doubly not easy where you are, door-to-door sales, part-time jobs, all of those kind of things, saving for your own university. It's a real lesson to Western and Eastern millennials who maybe have more and have more opportunity to grab hold of those opportunities, because you just don't know when you're going to lose that. And, you know, that I hope would be an inspiration. I love that kind of summary of the book that you're doing. And we will, of course, have this on the screen. So people can go out now, and we'll ask you a question about how people get hold of that later on. And we'll make sure people start to engage with you separately on LinkedIn after this as well. So I want to move from your journey and your authoring to you as an entrepreneur and business leader, and just pick your brains a bit and tell me about the main challenges that you see that the best entrepreneurs who are millennials in Africa particularly are overcoming to fast track their progress. And probably you're one of them.
Yeah, I thank you once more for this great question, because you know, if you definitely didn't ask this question, I will certainly talk about it. Like, you know, after everything, I thought that being an entrepreneur was so easy, because most people are so excited of the idea of being a founder, a CEO, or an entrepreneur, or embarking on an entrepreneurial journey. But it's not really easy, I would say so. It's definitely not easy. In my case, when I started, I remember, I started my entrepreneurial journey far back when I graduated from college, but it's just in 2020 that I launched my first company, like DiDreams. And I would say I thought it was easy as well, but it isn't. There were times where I was, I felt like I need to give up, but I really remember why I all started. That's what really kept driving me and pushing me to want to really go far. And I know that I'm not the only one that's going through all this. And I would say that the main issue that entrepreneurs, like especially millennials entrepreneurs, are facing is a problem of let's say they feel like, even like me, before I got started, I feel like I was not experienced enough. I felt like I was not experienced enough. I didn't have enough skills. And, and I think there is no such things like, an entrepreneur that knows everything. You know, it's a continual learning process. And it starts with you actually knowing what you really want to do. And if you have the skills, trust me, you always feel like you are not experienced enough, because I had that experience as well. So if you feel like, if you have the skill, get into it. If there's a moment you feel like you are not experienced, remind yourself, tell yourself that you are the best. Why are you telling yourself that you are the best? Because it's really drives you to want to go high and want to learn more. I tell myself I'm a lifelong learner. And before I even got started, I had a coach. I hired a mentor and a coach, like a business coach. And he's actually someone that really motivated me. And I would say many young entrepreneurs today, actually, it's not just about you starting. If you feel that you are not experienced enough, despite the fact that I told you that you need to tell yourself you're experienced. If you feel that you're not experienced enough, get yourself a mentor or a coach, somebody that has succeeded in what you're doing, and he will walk you through. That's exactly how I got started. And that coach actually did not really teach me things about digital marketing, but he actually made me believe and made me to see what I was worth, and to make me see that I'm experienced and I need to get started. And he just walked me through the step-by-step process on how to get started. And I had that confidence. At that point, I had the confidence to embark on that journey. So most entrepreneurs today, actually, they are just excited about the idea of launching a business, especially millennials. But the great question is to ask yourself, are you skilled enough? Or do you have the confidence? You might have the skills, but do you have the confidence? Or do you need an extra push from someone? If so, you get yourself a coach, you get yourself a mentor or an accountability partner. And I would say many entrepreneurs, young millennials entrepreneurs, don't have that. And if I knew that ever since, I would have got myself a coach ever since. But the moment I had a coach or a mentor, it really changed my experience. And starting as an entrepreneur, getting myself a business coach and everything, I still had some challenges. I had a problem of time management when I started, when I have so many things to manage. And I know that, Jeremy, you will certainly agree with me that, and I know that we all face time management problems, that it's, as an entrepreneur, you need to be focused. You need to focus your mind, or you need to focus on what really matters and not trying to do everything at the same time. And that was my greatest problem when I started. I couldn't meet the date. When I have so many clients to handle, I couldn't meet the date. So I had to and I also had a problem of leadership, getting a team. It was a problem for me how to manage them, because I saw myself as a millennial, as a young person like themselves, and I began to feel like, and like, am I really, will I be good enough to manage this team? So I got myself a leadership coach, and she also taught me about how to effectively manage my time, how to focus on what really matters, and how to lead my team. And so you have to master the skills of effective time management as an entrepreneur. And I know that that's a problem of many millennials out there. And I also know that as entrepreneurs, leaders in Africa, because I've had a conversation with so many of them, trying to help them, there is a problem of how to put themselves out there. How do they put themselves out there effectively? How do they market their services? Which is why I decided to get into digital marketing, helping these young millennials entrepreneur on how to do personal branding about themselves, how to put themselves effectively out there, how to outshine, and how to drive more sales, because that's a problem. Most entrepreneurs, they call themselves entrepreneurs, but they are not present online. Before anyone wants to do business with you, he will go and he will Google your name. As he Googles your name, he looks at all what is. If your LinkedIn profile is not professionally looking, they'll feel like this is not someone I should do business with. So young entrepreneurs, they need to master digital marketing skills on how to effectively promote their business, promote themselves to effective personal branding, tell their stories in a way that really sell. Yeah. So I think those are some of the challenges that millennials entrepreneurs are facing. And yeah.
It's really interesting to me, because you keep on saying, how you're helping millennials. I'm a Generation X, and I'm now wondering how you can help me and my business, you and your team, Danielle. We'll have to have a separate conversation about that, because I think you can. I'm a great believer too in lifelong learning, and I am constantly learning, and I love that. I love that experience. And I work with another closely with another millennial partner of mine, Dr. Rochelle Haynes, and we're in the middle of writing a book actually together at the moment, and I get so much inspiration from her as well. And I just feel like I can get the same from you and your team. So it works both ways, actually. And I get what you said, first of all, this sort of self-confidence. I think some of us may call it imposter syndrome as well, is that, it's when I started these videocasts, I had the same things, these podcasts. Like, who am I to start these interviews? It's like, but it's ridiculous. It's like, of course I've got the experience, but I love what you say about the importance of coaching and mentoring and bringing in another point of view. But the terminology you used about having an accountability partner, I think is really, really important, is to hold you true to your goals, to your dreams, and help you prioritize as you've got all of these things crashing in. You've got all this enthusiasm, but you have to channel it and focus it, as you said. And that's also about mobilizing others, not just trying to do it all yourself, which is what you've learned. And you've probably seen, I think, one of these vodcasts I did with a fantastic personal branding expert, Carly Lyon from Sydney, who talks exactly the same words as you and language as you about putting yourself out there and the importance of social media and doing that. And I think you've captured, actually, it's not about what the business issues might be. It's actually getting all of this human stuff right and process and skill stuff right to then really springboard yourself into business. So that's fantastic to think you can do that. So I'm now going to grant you one wish, okay, Danielle? So if I could grant you this one wish, what would be your biggest hope and dream for other millennial entrepreneurs like you in Africa for the decade ahead, so that they find that fantastic self and that dream self that you talk about?
Okay. Thank you so much, Jeremy. And I believe that my wish will come true one day. So if I could really, if there's something that I hold really dear, and I wish that many entrepreneurs could really get, and they could start working through, I would say, I wish that entrepreneurs, they will not just start for the sake of start launching a business, or or for the sake of being called an entrepreneur. But my wish is that they actually get to have know why, have a why, a strong why that will serve as a drive. Because your why is that thing that holds you, that keeps you strong when everything is trying to stop you. So if your why is strong enough, you will stop looking at the obstacles and everything that stands on your way. And my wish for entrepreneurs, for young millennials, is that they get, if they feel like they are not experienced enough, they need to get either a mentor, a coach, or an accountability partner. Get someone that have succeeded in what you are trying to do. As I said, when I started my business, I got a business coach. And at a certain point, I had a problem of time management, leadership, leading my team effectively. I got a leadership coach. And I also, at a certain point, I felt like I'm missing out on so many things in my area. I got the best coach out there in my field to tell me, to teach me what is working and what is not working, so I can win in my business. So I will encourage, my wish today is that every entrepreneur will understand the importance of getting a coach or a mentor that will help them to achieve their dreams. And yeah, that's just what I encourage them to. I also encourage them to start doing. And there are so many mentors and coaches out there. Like, there are transformational coach, whatever coach you want in every aspect of life, there are coaches. So just get yourself someone that you see is really, or she's excelling in her business, or that have accomplished something you're trying to do, and get to them. That's just the easiest way for you to achieve your goals in your business and in your life. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for this brilliant conversation.
Wow. I mean, I love what you said first there, the strong why to power up your drive. That's fantastic. And then having an appropriate coach or accountability partner to support you and challenge you along the way. I have actually another question for you, because it sounds like you are always switched on, a 24/7 millennial. So what do you do to relax?
Well, oh, okay. Thank you so much for that question. I actually I'm into so many, I'm communities of young people where even in Clubhouse, I'm in so many groups there. So when I feel like I need to relax, either I get there and listen to some of the people and I feel really relaxed. And I also love cooking, doing some workout, those are some of the things that I actually do to relax and and feel good.
Fantastic. Oh, I recognize that.
It's not just about work, it's also about your well-being. So I also focus on certain activities that keeps me active and makes me feel good and strong.
Yeah, I subscribe to healthy body, healthy mind. I think, keep yourself fit for doing the business, but, fit and healthy for your life as well, and find those right ways to relax. Well, look, Danielle, it's been an inspirational discussion. Thank you very much for joining me. And I know that many millennials and other generations like mine who are listening will want to get in touch with you and will want to read your book. So how do they start a conversation with you and how do they find your book?
Yeah, my book is on Amazon, like it's published on Amazon. And, to start a conversation, I'm very active on LinkedIn, Facebook, but principally on LinkedIn. So if you want to reach out to me, my name is Danielle Asah on LinkedIn. Just reach out to me and, I'm really open-minded person and we can start a conversation from there. And if you want to, connect with me on WhatsApp, my number is +237 676 35 5759. Yeah. And my Gmail address, my email address is danielasa@DiDreams.com. So yeah.
We'll put all of that information on the screen for you as well. And make sure that people get the link to Amazon for the book as well and see what that looks like so that they can get in touch. And I would urge anybody listening and watching to reach out and find out more and start a conversation with you. So Danielle Asah, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a fantastic start to this season's Leadership Guest Practices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. I'm highly honored.
Thank you for joining our Guest Practices videocast. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel through the link below, or check out our website to access more in our current series of expert interviews.